Assalamu alaikum, dear, how are you? All of us want to live a happy life. All of us want to live a productive life. I think both of these things are, considered as essential, are the top priorities. Being successful on the one hand, but a success without happiness, that is considered not a genuine success at all. Today we have made it a topic of our discussion today that how to live a happy life, how to live a productive life. Happiness and productivity at the same time, simultaneously. Living a happy and productive life requires balance, intention, and habits. Here are some ways to achieve this all: happiness and success, happiness and productivity at the same time. There are seven very brief segments of this subject. First one is happiness. How to be happy. Practice gratitude. Reflect on positive aspects of the life on a daily basis. No matter how small something good lies in your life, do not take it for granted at all. Do not ignore it. Do not underestimate the importance of smaller good and positive things. Be grateful. Being grateful, on the one hand, we will not be deprived of these smaller things. On the other hand, we will be given even more by the God Almighty, by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So, being grateful, that is the biggest ever, simplest ever formula to be a happy person. But there are another four of these. Connect with the loved ones. Connecting with the loved ones. Stay connected with the loved ones. Stay connected with the loved one. That is really great. Nurture relationships. Nurturing of relationships. Because the human is a social animal. The third is it is self-care. Self-care. Prioritize physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Nobody can take care of us. Nobody stays with us 24/7. Nobody takes us as the number one priority. So for all that reason, we have to take care of ourselves, our physical well-being, our mental psychological well-being, and of course our emotional well-being, self-care. And now the fourth is pursue passions, engage in activities that will bring joy to your life. Keep yourself busy in the activities that will bring joy to your life, but at the same time those activities must be the positive one without hurting harming other people. Any positivity activity which gives you happiness, keep doing it, keep doing, we need to know many of the positive things which will give us happiness, and we should practice it at the same time. Now the next is, the fifth is, and the last is mindfulness. What is this mindfulness? All of us have a past, all of us have a future as well. Our past, either good or bad, there might be plenty of regrets or players, but do not dwell in the past at all. Learn whatever can be learnt out of the past and let it go. As for the future is concerned, don't keep worrying about the future. Plan it and then leave it as well. Live in the present, live in today, live in the present moment. That is mindfulness. And the technical definition of mindfulness is a state of mind achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, one's thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. So, that are the five things required to be a happy person, to live a happy life. Now, the part 2 says how to be more productive. Again, there are 5 points. Number one, setting clear goals. Align with the values, align with the priorities. Our goals must align. Our goals must be very clear on the one hand, and apart from being clear, it must be very much realistic, very much attainable. But again, it must align with our passions, with our values. If at all my goals, your goals does not align with our passions or with our values, so those are not the goals at all. Now, the second thing is prioritizing of the task. Have all the time a to-do list, and then every list on the item is not of equal importance. There are items which are important and urgent at the same time. There are items which are important. Yeah, now the A category item means the things which are important and urgent at the same time. The B category means the things which are important but not urgent. The C category means the things which are not important but urgent. And the D category of the things mean neither important nor urgent. So prioritize. What is my number one priority in the life? What is the second most important thing? What is the third priority? And at least we need to have five, from five to seven priorities in my life, in your life. So that is, you know, prioritizing the task. The third is time management. Time is life. We have been given the life in the form of the time. 7 decades, 8 decades, 3 decades, 2 decades, decades, years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So I think we need to take care of the time. We need to manage our time very well, and we need to schedule our time effectively. Now the fourth item out of the five is learn to say no. Learning to say no mean every invitation or every request cannot be honored at all. So we need to practice saying no. So that is setting boundaries. Learn to say no. Learning to say no to other people, even to our loved ones at certain occasions, even to we ourselves. Learn to say no. Now, the fifth condition of being a very productive person, that is continuous learning. Continuously learn, develop a new skill, what will benefit you in the life, what will improve your life. So, continuously learning, everything else cannot be learned, but whatever benefits me should be learned. So that was the second segment. The first segment was happiness. The second segment was productivity. Now the third segment is balancing happiness and productivity. A balance with the happiness and productivity. Again, there are 5 points in it. Schedule downtime. Make time for relaxation. This is the downtime. I don't have to work. I am trying to unwind myself. I'm taking my rest. So balancing happiness and productivity, schedule downtime, number one. Number two, boundary setting, separate work and personal life. This is the time. There should be a time to work, there should be a time to relax. So that is boundary setting. The third is self compassion. What is this self compassion? Treat yourself with a kindness. Treating ourselves with a kindness, particularly when we are hurt. The way we try to comfort and console a dearest person, in the same manner, we are our dearest person as well. So we need to practice the self compassion. Every time I'm hurt or tired, I need to try myself, I need to treat myself properly. I need to treat myself with a care. Now, the fourth is flexibility. Adapt to changing circumstances. The change will keep happening. It cannot be stopped at all. So I think that we need to keep changing, adjusting ourselves along with the time. So that is the flexibility. And the fifth and the last point, as for the balance in the life and the productivity is concerned, as for the balance in the happiness and the productivity is concerned, the fifth point is purpose driven. What is this being purpose driven? I want to be a purpose driven person. You need to be a purpose driven person. Align work with the values, with the passion. Aligning the work with my values, not which are against my values, not which are against my passions. While my activities are concerned, while I need to have a purpose, and the purpose means that values and passions are very very important. Always take care of these. Now the first segment was happiness, the second segment was productivity, the third segment was, it is the balancing happiness and productivity. Now the fourth segment is daily habits. So there are daily habits, and again these are five. The first is morning routine. Start your day right, and to be able to start our day right, we need to end our day right as well. If at all the day has been ended well, it is easy to start our morning the properly. How? If at all somebody sleeps too late, I think they will not be able to wake up timely, will not be able to meet the morning routine. So the first thing out of the daily habits is morning routine. The second is exercise, regular physical activity, either walking, jogging, running, yoga, aerobics, weightlifting, athletics, whatever suits you. The most common of all these is the walking. So that is, exercise. The third point is journaling. What is this journaling? Out of the daily habits, it means reflecting on the thoughts and the feelings. Put it on the paper. You don't need to protect it forever. You can if you want to. Otherwise, you can just tear this paper down. But writing it on the paper, your thoughts on the one hand, your feelings on the other hand, that is very, very important indeed. The fourth is meditation. What is this meditation, by the way? It is mindfulness. Cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness again means not to dwell in the past, not to live in the future, live in your present, in today, in the present moment. And the technical definition which I want to repeat here is that of the mindfulness. It is a state of mind achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, all that without judgment. So that is practice, meditation, mindfulness. Now, the fifth and the last point, as far the daily habits are concerned, it is stay connected with the nature. Staying connected with the nature, spending some of the time on daily basis very close to the nature. And this fourth segment was daily habit. The fifth segment of being a happy and a productive person at the same time, that is weekly and monthly habits. So these are again five in number. First one says review your goals on the weekly basis, and then on the monthly basis, what progress has been made, whether my strategy is the right one or it needs to be corrected. So the first one is review goals. The second is plan ahead. Set realistic objectives. Setting objectives which meet the five conditions. It must be specific on the one hand. It must be attainable or realistic on the other hand. It must be it must be measurable, mean which can be measured. Like I want to achieve 500,000 and I've succeeded in achieving 150,000. So the both of these are measurable, 500,000 as well as the 150,000. So now the SMART goal says that it must be relevant, mean it must be able to improve the betterment, the happiness, the success and the productivity in my life. And then our goal must be time bound. Time bound mean I want to achieve this thing by the end of 2024. So that is mean time bound, whatever deadline you set. So that is dear friends and fellows, it is plan ahead, set realistic goals. So third is social connection, schedule social activities for the purpose of social connection. Now the fourth is learning engage in personal development, because I am developing. If at all I am learning, I will keep developing. That is engage in personal developing myself. It is more important than developing my business. I don't say that that is useless, not at all. That is very useful, but at the same time it is even more important to develop oneself as a person. Now the fifth is relaxation. Schedule downtime. Schedule downtime. Relax. It is very important. So that the fifth segment is gone, which was comprising the weekly and the monthly habits. Now the sixth segment says long-term strategies. Once the daily activities are needed, once the weekly or monthly activities are needed, at the same time long-term strategies are very important. First of all, vision board. Vision board. Visualizing the goal. Visualize the goal that I am having it. Like if suppose for an instance you want to buy a new nice car, like visualize that you are having this nice car and you are moving from here to there on your car. The people are congratulating you, your friends and your family. So that is the visualization. It is like running a video in the mind that I'm already having it. So that is called vision board. Now the second thing is mindset shift. What is this mindset shift? Focus on growth, focus on positivity, not to focus on the negativity, not to focus on the stagnant position, rather focus on the growth, focus on the positivity. Now the third item, as for the long term strategies are concerned, it is community involvement. Community involvement. What is this community involvement? Build meaningful connection. Building meaningful connection, that is the third point. Now the fourth point is travel. Explore new experiences, because traveling teaches us a lot. Whatever can be learned because of the traveling cannot be learned from other sources. Now the fifth point is that is legacy planning. What is this legacy planning, by the way? It is consider impact on future generations. Mean what I want to leave behind. Everybody need to think what I want to leave behind once I'm gone from here. What good should I leave for the other people? Now the next and the last segment. It is the key principles. The key principles are again five. It is the last segment of our today's discussion. The first one out of the 5 points, it is intentionality. Live with a purpose, not without a purpose at all. Always follow your purpose. Always follow your purpose. The second is a balance. It is the balance. What is balance? Harmonize work, rest, and play. I need to work maybe 7 to 8 hours. I need to sleep 7 to 8 hours. I need to enjoy. I need to relax. I need to entertain myself. I need to recharge myself. So that is well. That is balance. Now the third point is it is the resilience. Resilience says what is meant by resilience? Bounce back from the setback. If at all there are troubles, if at all there are difficulties, if at all there's come a failure. So in all of those situations, I think I need to bounce back. I need to stand up on my own 2 feet. I don't need to give up at all. Give up at all. So that is resilience. Now the fourth point, that is the growth mindset. What is this growth mindset? Growth mindset says embrace challenges, embrace difficulties, and take it as certain items which are there to enhance your level of skills, which are there to enhance your level of capability and to enhance your level of self confidence. So that is growth mindset. Do not take the difficulties as the troubles, as something which want to make you a failure. Rather, as for these hurdles, the difficulties, the problem, the trouble, the crisis, I think it want to make us even stronger. Now the fifth and the last point is that is self-awareness. What is this self-awareness? So that is be aware of your weaknesses and what kind of threats you might have to face, what kind of trouble you might have to come across. So I need to manage my weaknesses. I need to minimize it. I need to contain it. I need to get rid of certain weaknesses. So then there are my strengths as well. So I need to know what kind of opportunities I may get because of my strength. So that is being self-aware. I think that we should be very well aware about ourselves. So there is a SWOT analysis as well. SWOT stands for the four letters. S says your strength, and W says your weaknesses. O says for the opportunities, and T says for the threats. So that is being self-awareness. So there were seven segments. All of these were very important. The first segment says that be happy, how to be happy. The second segment said that how to be more productive. The third segment says balancing happiness with the productivity. The fourth segment says daily habits. The fifth segment says the weekly and the monthly habits. The sixth segment says long-term strategies, and the seventh segment says key principles. So that is really very useful, very beneficial discussion today. By incorporating these habits, these strategies, and these principles, you will be well on your way to living a happy and a productive life. And of course, that is our dream, to be able to live a happy and to be able to live a productive life. So that's all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.